Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest today, Brigitte Love Tritt, my personal friend. We have knew each other for many years, and transformation, mindset, getting all of those things in place is so important. So I'm looking forward to a conversation with Brigitte today. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on the E360 TV network. We're also on USA Global Radio and Television Network. We're also on Business Innovators Radio Network. We're also on mspnewsglobal.com, Android, Fire, Roku, and many, many more. So let's bring in our incredible guest, Brigitte Love Tritt. Welcome, Brigitte, to Brilliance Business TV.
Hello, Mark. It's so nice to see you here. What a warm welcome. Fantastic. It's so exciting to be here. And thank you for the wonderful welcome. Yes, it has been an absolute pleasure to be in your life as a friend and also sometimes business partner. So yes, ready to get into this today, and such an important topic.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you. So, Brigitte, could you share more about your 5-minute me time strategy and how it helps high achievers maintain their performance with burnout?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Thank you. So I had recently written a book in regards to 5-minute me time. That is the title of the book. Do check it out. And really, it is the core concept of micro steps. Really, the wins in life are in micro actions. My particular philosophy is self-love micro steps. And it is something that has definitely impacted my coaching philosophy in regards to the top performers and overachievers that I serve. And really, it's about keeping a consistent idea of self-care and wellness in small doses. So these types of micro actions really impact long-term well-being, and basically allow people that have packed schedules to avoid burnout, really start living a more personal and balanced life, and also taking out that 5 minutes for themselves to do something for themselves. It might that be a short walk, a meditation, a small cup of hot tea, just allowing the full body to reset itself and actually come into a place of improved focus, self-awareness, and then obviously productivity. So really creating these short-term self-love micro steps to make a clear and decisive, effective decision about yourself in your life.
And taking those smaller micro steps, it makes it very manageable, and it's great to have those big goals, but when you've got those smaller steps, it can keep you on track. So I think that's really important. Brigitte, how has your journey of recovery from your stroke influenced the development of your solutions-based coaching and mindfulness techniques?
Well, solution-based coaching really is about looking at the coachee or the client as a whole person, meaning that every one of us has their own answers inside of ourselves. So, these types of philosophies on that we're broken and we need to get fixed and all those things, really, we all know the right answers, given the right space and the right questions, we can certainly solve our own problems with some guidance. How that actually helped me in my life was 10 years ago this year. It was really about me turning both my life and career around, heavily focusing on positive thinking and self-belief. And so for me, I really facilitated what the medical community would also call miracle healing. And I did that by looking at my future self in the moment and seeing myself completely healed, walking, talking, having lots to live for. So, these types of immediate interventions or healing solutions that we can actually create for ourselves shows the power of the mind. And this can be done for anyone, and we certainly don't have to wait until we get into a serious medical crisis or anything like that. Alongside of that is really adopting a lifestyle of mindfulness and also maintaining an emotional balance. So these are really practices that are not just theoretical. These are really ways that we have found now are showing up in science, science-based studies, and really also teaching my clients to live an authentic life, really strategizing a lifestyle that is authentic to themselves, and also going through any type of transformations that are relatively easy to embrace and to create resilience for.
Mindfulness is so important, positive thinking so important, but also connecting to the end version of yourself as though it's happening right now and being that version. That is so powerful, Brigitte. In your experience, what are the common barriers that prevent high achievers from reaching their full potential, and how do you help them overcome these obstacles?
Well, high achievers, while having extraordinary success, which includes accolades, external validations, and all of these kind of juicy items that we like to have, most people like to have those types of validations. However, a lot of the barriers that I see repeatedly over and over again over the years with my clients are barriers such as perfectionism, imposter syndrome, really clinging on to fear of failure. And so really these barriers create mental blocks. And really when you're looking at it, when you have these types of blocks, it's really difficult to, as they say, reach your full potential. So it is really through my coaching and hypnotherapy sessions. I do a mix of both. We basically look at those barriers, and also through, as I mentioned, mindfulness and strategic planning to really look at uncovering the deeper state or deeper seated beliefs and fears to really maintain a moment-to-moment self-awareness, right? Also standing into the observer, right? Detaching from our thoughts. Right?
Yes.
Right? It's easy to get caught up when they're luring us into this creative and habitual patterning, but really stepping away from that, deliberately looking at our environment through the observer lens, and then really making thoughtful decisions. And so really, Mark, using these techniques to empower my clients and for them to break through these barriers and certainly foster a mindset of growth and confidence. That's really the best way to strategize that.
Becoming the observer, but sometimes some thoughts can come out of nowhere and the ego wants to grab onto them or protect them or feel afraid of them. And it's about detaching from your ego as well and being the observer and getting into the body and out of the mind, which I have learned by just bringing your awareness to your forehead or your chin, and then bringing your awareness down into your body, and then feeling the temperature of the room, and just then focusing on your breath. It allows you to observe the thoughts, and they dissolve really quickly then when you are just the observer. But it is something you have to do on a now by now moment, because everything is now. So you have to always be, if you've just had a bad thought, it doesn't matter because you're back in the now and it's gone. So it's about remembering we're always in that present moment. So, I've been on the same journey as you, so I get all of this, Bridget.
Yes, Mark. And I was going to say, and you not only sound like a fantastic student, but also sound like you are embodying that and had some very, very beautiful guidance along the way.
I'm certainly embodying it. I was very, very determined to really step into the new version of myself and stop holding myself back with self-sabotage and old programming and ego, and really connect to faith and God and the best version of myself. And like you say, it's an ongoing journey, and I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm persistent, consistent, and there's no way I'm letting my ego or old programming win, because there's just no way, Brigitte. But anyway, could you explain how integrating hypnotherapy into your coaching enhances the outcomes for your clients?
Yes, thank you, Mark. That's an excellent question. I do, before we just step into that, I do want to really highlight an important piece. And while, transforming into our best self is everything that you and I have been discussing here over the last few minutes, what I do want to put the spotlight on is personal commitment. So, we are not going to get any type of results. There will be no execution. There will be no actions until we decide internally to commit. So it is an internal game. And making that commitment to yourself is step number one. So I just did want to highlight that, because without that, these are just theories, really. So how does hypnotherapy really integrate into the coaching? Well, hypnotherapy is a very incredibly powerful tool. And when integrated into solutions-based coaching or other type of coaching styles, and I do use very many different techniques depending on what my client needs at that time, it allows the client to access their subconscious mind, where many of these limiting beliefs and fears reside. Studies now show that actually the subconscious mind, the paradigm, which is a pool of thoughts that we accumulated usually from 0 to 8. And I know that we've been hearing this statistic for many years now, because it's kind of on the open market. But really think about it for a moment. If we think about ourselves, just ourselves, so the audience members, you and I, we are running a program, and 95% of that program is in our subconscious mind. So even our conscious decisions, they're being pulled back, right, from the subconscious mind. So really, by addressing these subconscious barriers, we can begin to make significant changes on how we think and how we act. So, if, for instance, a client has a subconscious mind about taking risks due to past failures, then basically through hypnotherapy and reframing these past experience, they can actually transform those sources into strength and learning. So again, the concept, the core concept of self-awareness, and then, as we've talked about, just using different words, the intentionality. So your intentions to do, to act differently, to execute differently, your clarity becomes completely different. And then combining that with the proper support of coaching, which can really collapse your timeline to wherever you want to go. We've heard this in the market for years now. What's the best way for me to get to where I want to go? Hire a coach, a consultant, or a mentor. And if you find the right one with the right certifications, expertise, or experience, they can certainly fast track you to the transformation that you want to go through, or tackle any challenges that you have previously thought were impossible.
Hypnotherapy is so powerful because it just goes straight to the subconscious mind, and everything is programming. So I'm very careful what I watch on the TV. I like to program my mind with what I want. Visualization is a great way to get to the subconscious mind, but hypnotherapy is just one of the quickest ways to get to the subconscious mind, which is amazing. What advice would you give someone skeptical about the impact of mindset strategies on professional success?
Well, skepticism is natural, especially in the field of not being able to it's not a tangible, right? It's an intangible, right? So really, it's the impact of your mind for professional success is, again, I just want to lean into well-documented evidence now in the areas of psychology and business studies. So now we can honestly say that these are not just theories. There's white papers on them. I think the scientific papers, one of the largest batches of scientific evidence for peace and calm is coming out of meditation. Specifically talking about transcendental meditation. I have been doing that for 5 years and recently changed to sound meditation just because I wanted some variety. So really now we can see that with the key of scientific basis behind some of these techniques, again, such as mindfulness, they've shown to improve mental clarity. Not just that, we're living in a very stressful time. We have been for many years. If you ask the older generation, they'd say, well, we've been living in stress for decades. But in fact, these types of strategies allow for stress reduction and they enhance decision making. And so I definitely would encourage any skeptics to try some of these strategies. Mindfulness.
Oh, yes. The thing is, Brigitte, I do a 20-minute meditation on a morning. It's a guided one, but it's mainly silence. But the one I'm listening to, it helps you to dissolve your ego. So there's a little bit of speaking on there, but they just guide you. Whenever a thought comes in your mind, observe it, let it dissolve on its own. Don't put more thinking into it. Just observe it, let it dissolve, come back to the breath. But it's mainly silence. But I like that little bit of guiding just while I'm practicing mindfulness. But you notice when you are going about your day, it's like your mind automatically then does all of those things on its own because you're practicing it on the morning. It's like your mind just naturally does it then, like your thoughts come in and you can just observe them. Whereas if you don't do that meditation, it's like easy to be in flight or fight or on a stress response. I also do 10 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes an hour, all depending, breath work, because it calms my nervous system and that really calms the mind as well.
I completely agree, and I'll just touch on those points. What we would want to call in our industry the reprogramming. So the brain loves repetition. So when we're feeding this nourishment, right, of doing these guided meditations or the sound or whatever it is that is going to bring that type of alignment for yourself, this peace and harmony, this kind of almost induced bliss to yourself, I would definitely encourage to continue to do that. Again, looking at these strategies, these are really recommended to begin small. So if you can begin this in a self-love micro step, then you can certainly witness the change in the approach to challenges, really, and the opportunities for you to have a much more reasonable professional and personal life. So, definitely these things make a very, very big difference. And, this is what we want for ourselves, is a place where we can properly cope when things come up and there's uncertainty. We don't know how to become resourceful right in that moment, but allowing the mind to help us and be our friend rather than our foe. So, yeah.
Well, my brain's becoming my friend now, but in the past it really wasn't. But because of the work I'm doing, I have those, like, through the day now, I'm in like a relaxed state of peace, love, and just feeling really calm. And there are things I have to shift in my awareness, and sometimes little things can trigger me, but it's having those tools to comfort those triggers and get out of them and then back straight into the practice. But this work is so important, and I know you can help so many people, Brigitte. So I know you're offering a free consultation, so anyone can reach out on LinkedIn for a free consultation. Just go to Brigitte Love Tritt, connect with her, and be sure to get your free consultation. That's Brigitte Love Tritt. Brigitte, who should reach out to you? Who should connect with you?
Who my program is most suitable for are people that are ready to take action, people that are ready to have expert guidance, people that don't want to wait anymore. They're tired of being sick and tired, people that really want rapid change. So that's what I offer, is rapid change through coaching, various styles of coaching, including executive coaching, and also quick coaching, blasts and bursts. So I do 20-minute laser coaching sessions as well for people. And I do want to add that one of my services when you do come through my hypnotherapy program is I do provide you with a 21-day custom recording. My clients absolutely love it. And again, playing into that incredibly positive reprogramming. Some people are really pining for certain things that they want to hear. And then when they get their recording, they're, again, like we've talked about, in a new reality and a world of possibilities.
Brigitte, I thoroughly enjoyed a conversation. Once again, I would say reach out on LinkedIn for a free consultation with Brigitte Love Tritt. Brigitte, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being my guest today. I've thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Me too, Mark. Thank you so much. You're doing great things here with your program and your show. So keep soaring, and much success to you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.